In late 2019, doctors in Wuhan, China, began noticing a cluster of patients suffering from a strange and severe form of pneumonia. These patients arrived at hospitals with high fevers, persistent coughs, and difficulty breathing. What puzzled the medical staff was that the illness did not respond to standard treatments, and the cause remained unknown. As more cases appeared, concern grew among healthcare workers, who quickly realized they were facing something new and potentially dangerous. Many of the early patients had one thing in common. They had visited or worked at the Huanan Seafood Market, a bustling hub for fresh seafood and live animals. This connection raised alarms that a new virus might have jumped from animals to humans, echoing past outbreaks like SARS. The market was soon closed, but the mystery deepened as more people fell ill, some with no direct link to the market at all. By early January 2020, Chinese scientists had isolated the culprit, a novel coronavirus, later named SARS-CoV-2. Working at unprecedented speed, they sequenced its genetic code and shared the data with researchers worldwide. This rapid response allowed scientists in other countries to begin developing diagnostic tests and to start the race for a vaccine, even as the virus continued to spread. The timing could not have been worse. The Lunar New Year, China's biggest annual holiday, was approaching. Millions of people were traveling across the country and abroad to celebrate with family. Unbeknownst to them, some were already carrying the virus, helping it spread far beyond Wuhan's borders before anyone realized the true scale of the threat. On January 23rd, authorities imposed a strict citywide lockdown in Wuhan, hoping to contain the outbreak. Streets emptied overnight, checkpoints were set up, and millions were confined to their homes. But by then, the virus had already traveled with people to other parts of China and the world, and new cases began appearing in distant countries within days. As the number of infections soared, the World Health Organization declared a global pandemic on March 11, 2020. COVID-19 was now spreading rapidly across continents, disrupting daily life, overwhelming healthcare systems, and forcing countries to close borders and impose strict measures to slow the virus's advance. In just a few short months, the world was transformed. Streets and landmarks that once bustled with life fell silent. People everywhere watched the news anxiously from their homes as the reality set in. Life as we knew it was about to change in ways no one could have imagined. The pandemic declaration triggered an unprecedented global response. Borders closed, cities locked down, and daily life ground to a halt. Schools and offices shut, forcing millions into remote work and online learning. Streets emptied and the world paused, united by fear and uncertainty. Social distancing, masks, and new rituals became the norm. Hospitals were overwhelmed, and frontline workers faced unimaginable pressure. Communities applauded their sacrifice, finding hope in small acts of solidarity. The world had entered a new era of isolation and resilience. Lockdowns transformed cities into silent landscapes. Life moved indoors, with digital connections replacing physical ones. Families juggled work, school, and stress in confined spaces. Essential workers risked their health daily, exposing deep social inequalities. Communities found creative ways to support each other, from virtual gatherings to acts of kindness. The crisis forced a reckoning with our values and priorities. In the quiet, humanity rediscovered both its vulnerabilities and its strengths. The world was changed, not just by the virus, but by how we responded to it. As the world faced an unprecedented crisis, scientists worldwide united with a single goal: to decode the mysterious new virus threatening humanity. Across continents and time zones, researchers collaborated virtually and in person, sharing data and insights at a pace never seen before in modern science. Teams worked around the clock, racing against time to develop solutions at record speed, fueled by a sense of urgency and global solidarity. Within mere weeks, PCR and rapid tests were created, making it possible to identify infections quickly and enabling mass screening on a scale never before attempted. But the real breakthrough came with the development of mRNA vaccines, an innovative technology that had never been used in humans before, now brought to the forefront by necessity. These vaccines were developed, tested, and approved in under a year, a process that usually takes a decade, demonstrating the power of scientific progress when the world comes together. Vaccines were first rolled out to healthcare workers and the most vulnerable, marking a pivotal turning point in the fight. Yet, the challenges were far from over. Distributing vaccines globally, addressing vaccine inequity, and responding to the threat of emerging variants all demanded ongoing vigilance. Science had to adapt rapidly, with researchers constantly monitoring mutations, updating protocols, and sharing findings to stay ahead of the evolving virus. New vaccine formulations and strategies were developed, ensuring that protection kept pace with the virus's changes and that hope remained alive. The fight against COVID-19 became a testament to human ingenuity, resilience, and the power of global collaboration. The race was ongoing, with every breakthrough bringing the world closer together. And as hope finally came within reach, the world learned that united science could overcome even the greatest of challenges. 5 years later, the world still bears the scars of COVID-19, a pandemic that changed the course of history and touched every corner of the globe. The memories of lockdowns, empty streets, and the uncertainty that gripped our daily lives remain vivid for many. Millions lost their lives, leaving behind grieving families and communities. Many survivors continue to struggle with long-term effects, both physical and emotional, as the world comes to terms with the true cost of the pandemic. The way we work and learn has been transformed. Remote work, once a rare privilege, became the norm for many, while digital classrooms connected students and teachers across distances, reshaping economies and education systems worldwide. The pandemic exposed deep inequalities in healthcare, access to resources, and economic opportunity. It also sparked a global mental health crisis, as isolation and uncertainty took a toll on people of all ages. Yet, in the face of adversity, humanity showed remarkable resilience. Communities came together, neighbors supported one another, and the power of science shone through as vaccines were developed at unprecedented speed. Frontline workers inspired us with their courage and dedication, risking their own health to save others. The rollout of vaccines brought hope and relief, saving countless lives and paving the way for recovery. The legacy of the pandemic is a powerful reminder of our shared vulnerability, but also our capacity to adapt and improve. It is a call to build a more prepared, equitable, and compassionate world for future generations. The lessons we have learned must guide us forward, inspiring us to create a stronger, more united future, one where we face challenges together, with hope, empathy, and determination.